Hey, welcome back to the channel. You know, love is one of the most powerful forces we ever experience. It lifts us to incredible heights, breaks us in ways we never imagined, and leaves a mark on our souls that time can never erase. But what happens when the love you gave, pure, selfless, and unwavering, is rejected or lost? What happens when someone you cherished walks away, thinking they can replace you? The truth is, they'll search for you in everyone they meet, but no one will ever quite compare. Think about it. The love you gave wasn't just about the big moments. It was in the smallest, most meaningful details. The way you remembered their favorite meal, the way you showed up when the world seemed to turn its back on them, the quiet comfort of just being there when words weren't enough. You weren't just another person in their life. You were their safe place, their home in a world full of uncertainty. And even though they may have left, believing they'd find something better or easier, they'll come to realize that the love you gave was rare. There will come a time when the world feels colder than they expected, when they reach out for the kind of warmth and understanding you once gave so effortlessly, only to find that no one else can quite match it. Because love like yours doesn't come around often. It's not something that can be duplicated or replaced. They may meet new people, they may try to move forward, but deep inside, they'll carry the weight of knowing they once had something irreplaceable and let it slip away. Heartbreak cuts deep, especially when you've given your all and it still wasn't enough to make them stay. It makes you question yourself, wonder if you should have done more, been different, held on tighter. But the truth is, some people walk away not because you lacked anything, but because they weren't ready to receive the depth of love you offered. Some people chase after fleeting moments, not realizing the value of something real until it's gone. So if you've ever felt the ache of being left behind, know this. Your love was never wasted. It left an imprint. It shaped them in ways they don't even understand yet. And one day when they're searching for something that feels like home, they'll remember you. But by then, you'll have already realized that the love you gave, it was never meant to be confined to someone who couldn't see its worth. They thought love was something they could replace, something that could be found again with ease. But in time, they'll come to understand that true love isn't just about presence. It's about connection, depth, and the irreplaceable feeling of being truly known. At first, they'll enjoy the novelty of someone new, the effortless laughter, the lighthearted moments that make it seem like they've moved on. But when life becomes heavy, when the silence stretches too long, they'll realize that what they had with you was different. It was safe, it was real, and it was something they can't simply replicate. You'll feel the ache, the absence that lingers in the spaces they used to fill. A song, a scent, a familiar place might bring them rushing back, and for a moment, it will feel as though they never left. You'll remember their touch, the way their voice softened when they spoke your name, and the moments that made your heart race. But with time, those memories will shift. Instead of pain, they will remind you of the depth of love you were capable of giving. And even though they are gone, the love you gave was never in vain. It remains a part of you, woven into your very being, a testament to your strength and capacity to feel deeply. They too will find themselves haunted by the echoes of what once was. In the middle of a conversation with someone new, they'll realize that no one listens to their dreams the way you did. In a room full of people, they will feel a loneliness they never knew before, because no one quite understands them the way you did. The weight of what they lost will settle in, heavier than they expected, more permanent than they ever feared. They'll reach for what once was, trying to find it in new faces, in fleeting moments, but it will always be just out of reach. People often believe they can replace love, that they can find another version of what once was. But love is not a copy and paste experience. What you shared was singular, a story written only by the two of you. They will search for it, believing that time has given them a second chance. But the truth is, not all love is the same. And one day they will finally understand that losing you wasn't just a mistake. It was the kind of loss that changes everything. They'll compare the warmth of your presence to the emptiness they feel now. Slowly, it will dawn on them that laughter doesn't come as easily, that their new world lacks the spark you once brought. They'll notice how others don't quite understand their quirks the way you did, how no one else listens with the same patience or sees them with the same depth. They may try to find someone who shares your humor, your kindness, your way of making them feel seen. But no matter how hard they look, something will always be missing. It won't be the grand gestures that linger in their mind. It will be the small, quiet moments. The way you turn the ordinary into something magical. The way your presence made even the dullest days feel alive. They'll remember how you showed up when they needed you most, without hesitation, without conditions. They'll ache for the kind of connection you shared, the depth of love that can't be replicated by surface-level infatuation. They once believed they were walking towards something better, convinced that the grass was greener elsewhere. But with every step away, they'll come to understand that losing you meant losing a part of themselves that can never be replaced. Because you weren't just another chapter in their story, you were the pages that made it worth reading. They will realize, too late, that some losses are permanent. And yet there is peace in knowing this. A quiet strength in understanding that your love was never ordinary. It was raw, real, and irreplaceable. You loved with a heart that was open and true. And while they may seek solace in someone new, they'll never find the same depth, the same authenticity. That is the mark you left behind, one that time nor distance can erase. You gave everything, and that is something to be proud of. There is no shame in loving deeply, in giving without reservation. One day as you continue to heal, you'll see it for what it was. Their inability to appreciate you was their loss, not yours. They will have to live with the consequences of walking away from something rare, something extraordinary. So as you move forward, embrace the journey ahead. Your presence, your essence, your love. These are things that cannot be duplicated. Those who have truly loved you will carry a piece of you with them forever, even if they don't realize it. And while they may search for you in others, deep down, they will always know that no one else could ever be you. Remember this, the right people will see your worth from the start. The ones who couldn't, they will carry that regret for a lifetime.